Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Friday, October 31st. Starting with the S&P, which is looking slightly less glorious than it has been of late. The reason for saying that is we do have an RSI resistance line there, sort of going through the just under the 70 zone. So that bearish divergence could be something that takes the market back towards the old broken resistance from the beginning of this month through 67.80. But at least while we're above that, looking for the top of the channel there as high as 7,000 by the end of next month. Worst case scenario on any rug pull, which obviously we do tend to get now and again, 66.30 and the 50-day moving average. Nasdaq is next, and here it's about trying to consolidate the recent highs, maybe looking a little bit better in relative terms than the S&P. But here we had our gaps higher. We've hit the top of the channel there from back in March through towards 26,000 and have the prospect of a higher move up towards the late January resistance line projection there, 26,600 by the end of next month. Ideally, like the S&P, we stay above the initial October resistance, which in this case 25,200. Worst case is the floor of the channel and the 50-day line, 24,500. Moving on to the stocks, and one or two repeats, which is normally good because it means that the calls have gone right. Here you can see that we had a line there drawn through on the chart of Boqii, and here you can see that that line was heading towards the $20 zone. The current situation is that obviously we did actually overshoot that intraday. But we still have that area towards $20, about 19 to be precise, while we're above the recent broken resistance around the $10 level. I suppose it's difficult to tighten up that price action any or the stop loss potentially on that because of the massive volatility that we've seen there. Next up on the list is a stock which hopefully will be trying to continue its recent recovery. We've got a rising trend channel baser up to the rug was pulled in May. Top of the channel there heading towards the $14 level for Caravelle. And we're looking for that while we're above recent broken resistance and stay on the right side of $9. RSI is rebounded above the neutral 50 level, so that is a sign of strength, as is the way that we managed to bounce above a rising 50-day line in recent days. That is also a leading indicator on the upside. Perhaps the stock which is the most favored here is coming up next. And here you can see that we've got a situation where Emergent Biosolutions is on the list. We've gapped through resistance and heading towards the top of the channel there as high as $14.40. Looking at that coming days, you can actually argue that that's a little bit higher, that channel top, so $15. And looking at that while we're above recent broken resistance around the $12 level. The next stock to look at is coming up, and here it's Geopark. You can see that gap through the 200-day line, which is normally a decent show of strength, and also broken above the old resistance there from June, just around the $7.80 mark. We're looking for $9 in coming days while we're above that old June peak on an end-of-day close basis. You can see there's been an RSI 50 rebound, so that is quite a strong signal. Moving along to Globalstar, and here you can see that we've got a rising trend channel that's been in place since November. Top of the channel there heading for $60, which we're looking for in coming days, while we're above recent broken resistance at $48. The next stock is Nuwellis, and here it is a case of looking at a rising trend channel base, potentially. We've got the floor of the channel there around $3 above that. Looking for a break of the 50-day line for the first time since July. Could take us up to the top of the channel as high as $9. Maybe that's an end of the year target, given how far away it is. If you're cautious, you wait for an end of day close through the 50-day moving average at $3.95. Nice situation set up here at Big Pharma, and here you can see that the shares delivering, if I can get the right stock, delivering a decent recovery in the sense that Perimeter Solutions is the stock that I'm trying to look at. Here we've got a rising trend channel, and top of the channel there heading for $32. We're looking for that by the end of next month, especially while there's no end of day close back below the initial October resistance, $24.85. So $1 leeway on that one ahead of a potential move to the upside. VivoSim is next, and here We had a rising trend channel base. Basically, the top of the range is our target there, so towards $5. The key here is that we stay above the 50-day line there, just under the $3 level. And if we can do that, then looking for at least $3.50 initially in coming days, and then obviously the top of the range by the end of next month. We don't really want to see this on the wrong side of $2.50 now, so that was the broken resistance that we had earlier in the week. Last on the list is Wellgistics, and here it's a bit of a volatile situation. You can see that obviously somebody's quite keen on selling the shares towards $1.50, but in the meantime, we've had a bounce close to support on the way down, so close to the 62 cents area. Above that, looking for a move towards $1.60 in the top of the range over the next month or so. Initial target here, obviously $1 and that 50-day line. That's it for me today. More updates over the weekend.